How's it going? Just getting everything started before I actually start here. It's public. Looks good. Yeah. Here we go. Let's go into face cam. How's it going? Got another set of things to try out. Just making sure everything is working before I get started. Of course, this is a live stream, so I'll be able to see comments and such. I will try to respond to any comments that relate to what I'm showing, but anything unrelated, I'm doing multi-streaming, so different platforms. Anything unrelated, I'm going to wait to respond to. Anyways, got, let's see. This is the most interesting one to me today. Zevia, blood orange sweetened Earl Grey tea. Then we've got another hint. This one's got a very long title. It says ripe strawberry and tart lemon make for a pretty darn good water flavor. And then Goldfish snack, crackers, but this is the Xtra Cheddar flavor blasted version. The one that I linked is bigger than this. It's a bigger bag. I couldn't find the specific size, but it's the same thing basically. All right. First off, we can start with this hint water. I think this is a good one to start with. So I got 1 cup, so. All right. Taking a look at this hint. Ripe strawberry and tart lemon make for a pretty darn good water flavor. I've never seen it written like that, but okay. So strawberry lemon. I've had these before and they're pretty interesting, somewhat surprising, considering there's basically nothing in it. All right, let's start with the nutrition facts. It says contains no juice. It says 0 calories, 0 total grams of fat, 0 milligrams of sodium, 0 total sugars, 0 grams of protein. And then for the ingredients, we've got purified water and natural flavors. So whatever natural flavors means, that's what's in here to make it work. This is 16 fluid ounce, 474 milliliters, according to them. And then we've got ripe strawberry. Yeah, anyways, I'm not going to reread that title. Strawberry lemon. It says still water infused with strawberry and lemon essences and other natural flavors. And I think that's pretty much it for the label here. I'll show it on screen for everyone. Here's that. I can do a zoom in. Usually the measurement in milliliters is 473. So they're even a little bit different with their measurements. The 474. I've done a lot of drink reviews lately. So I noticed that. We got our nutrition facts. Contains no juice. So I'm not expecting too much. But we'll see. Then we've got our ingredients right at the top there. They're in California. I think that's it. Yeah. There's nothing on the top. There we go. Let's pop this open. pretty much just clear liquid. There we go. It does look a little bit different than water when it moves around. You can already smell something. It definitely has a smell of... I'm getting the strawberry. Try to put this cap back on. There we go. Yeah, definitely a strawberry smell. Let's try it out. No surprise, the flavor is pretty minimal, but it is noticeable. The liquid in here feels a little bit thicker than water. I mean, maybe I'm just imagining it. I have some actual water here. I mean, it's basically the same, but this water I can taste, even though it's filtered, I can taste like different things in it. This is kind of like a flavored, cleaner tasting water somehow, even though this is reverse osmosis filtered. Maybe it's my bottle, who knows. Yeah, I can taste some sort of like fruit-esque flavor to it. The lemon, I don't know if that really shows up much. Maybe the slightest of very slight lemon flavor, but I barely notice it. I mean, it tastes pretty good. It tastes fine. It's got, again, a slight sweetness to it in that direction compared to regular water, which I can do another comparison. Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting option if you want a little bit of flavor in your drink. Don't want anything crazy. You could at least check this out and see if it's something that you're interested in. I think it's fine. It's at least, at the very least, something different. Obviously, you're paying for it, but compared to like a filtered water, it is different. So I think it's good. Anyways, that is the hint. Strawberry lemon. I'd say more strawberry than lemon, but even so, it's going to be pretty minimal in the flavor department, but that's basically what hint is. Yeah, not too bad. Next up, we've got Zevia Zero Sugar Organic Blood Orange Sweetened Earl Grey Tea, naturally flavored. This is 12 fluid ounce, 355 milliliters. I don't think I've had Zevia before, so it should be interesting. Nutrition facts: it contains 0% juice, 0 calories, 0 milligrams of sodium, 0 total sugars, 0 grams of protein. And then for the ingredients, we've got organic brewed black tea, purified water, organic tea, organic natural flavors, citric acid, organic stevia leaf extract. So the sweetener here is stevia. That's why the brand is called Zevia. So it's like a play on stevia leaf extract. It's a sugar alternative. Do your own research, obviously, and understand what it is. It's, acclaimed newer and healthier alternative to maybe potentially some of the other sweeteners. So, whether that's true or not, who knows? But it is alternative to things like sucralose, aspartame, acetylene potassium, which are some of the older ones. And then there's also monk fruit, which is another of the newer ones. Anyways, it says fair trade certified by the Fair Trade USA, over 50% fair trade certified ingredients for the tea. Trade dress rights owned by Zevia. I don't know what that means. Trade dress rights owned by Zevia LLC. Okay. Looks like they're in Los Angeles, California. It says caffeine 45 milligrams for this can. And it's got a bunch of little labels on it. It says vegan, fair trade, certified tea, USDA organic, non-GMO project verified. And then there's a U and a G, whatever those are. I think that covers the label, but of course I'll show it to all of you up close. Nice branding. There's nothing on the top really. We've got our nutrition facts. Another drink with no juice in it. We've got our ingredients. Again, it has 45 milligrams of caffeine. That's relatively low. It's, it's a tea, so not really any surprise. But it's nice that they list it. A lot of times companies don't even list caffeine content. So that's very nice. And we've got the little labels. All right, I think that's all we need to show there. I don't know if I showed the size. Let's open this up, try it out. Oops. Yeah, it's got a natural tea look to it. It's good. I could zoom in, but I don't know if that's going to do much. Yeah. Put my hand back here so it focuses a little better. Looks good. Naturally colored, so yeah, it is tea. All right. Do a smell test. Yeah, I can smell some tea and the sweetener. My eyes are getting wonky. I look to the side maybe. It doesn't have a strong smell to it, but a little bit. Anyways, this is the Zevia Blood Orange. Let's try it out. Yeah, the stevia is very noticeable, but it's decent. It's not like a bad flavor. The stevia does add a good amount of sweetness to it, but in my opinion, it does overpower the rest of the drink. And it has its own aftertaste to it. There is a little bit of tartness. I'm trying to taste the orange in the Earl Grey tea. Or, notice its flavor in the drink. Yeah, there is a slight, very, like, even it's more like mouthfeel than flavor, the bitterness from the tea, I think, unless that's the stevia. I mean, there is flavor to it. It's just, to me, the stevia is taking over. Although I do think it tastes overall pretty nice. You're just gonna, if you like the taste of stevia, this is probably one of the better options for a stevia flavored drink. I do taste the tea in there and some sort of flavor, I guess, but like I said, it feels like it's overpowered. That's just how it's going to work with this specific sweetener. It has a very specific flavor to me. Obviously, flavor is personal preference, so you might really like this. I think it's fine. I don't mind it. I wouldn't go out of my way to drink it, but maybe with some ice or something in a cup, in a glass, it could be very nice. Even so, I think it's fine. I don't mind it. Yeah, that is the blood orange sweetened Earl Grey tea Zevia. Not too bad. Next up, got Goldfish, baked snack crackers, the classic shape. And then the difference of this one is it's flavor blasted extra cheddar. And the specific bag is 2.45 ounce. So this is not the same size as the one that I have linked, but it's basically the same thing. So we can go over some of the specifics. We've got the nutrition facts here. Obviously, this will be a little bit different, although I think that the serving size should be the same. So the specific bag has 2.5 servings per container. Again, the other one's going to have more because it's a bigger container. It's 6.6 ounce versus 2.45. So you can kind of calculate that. Anyways, serving size 51 pieces, 30 grams. 140 calories for one serving, 5 grams of total fat, 1 gram of saturated fat, 1 gram of polyunsaturated fats, and 2 grams of monosaturated fat. And then less than 5 milligrams of cholesterol, 260 milligrams of sodium, 20 total carbohydrates, less than 1 gram of dietary fiber, 0 grams of total sugars, and 4 grams of protein. And then for the vitamins, we've got, it lists vitamin D, but it says 0 mcg. Calcium 45 milligrams, iron 1.3 milligrams. Again, this is one serving. Potassium 50 milligrams, thiamine 0.14 milligrams, riboflavin 0.18 milligrams, niacin 2.3 milligrams, and then folate. For the folate, it says 80 mcg, which, and then it also says 45 mcg of folic acid. And it's got a big list of ingredients here. Made with smiles and enriched wheat flour, which has its own list of ingredients. Cheddar cheese also has a big list. It does have ANNATTO for the cheese. I think that's how, it's either coloring or, yeah, I'm not sure. But vegetable oils, it says canola, sunflower, and or soybean. Salt contains 2% or less of sugar. It said 0 grams of sugar, but then sugar's in the list here. Yeast extract, whey, corn flour, L-Y-Z-E-D, autolyzed yeast extract, Tarula yeast, paprika for color, spices, celery, enzyme, modified cheddar cheese, which is its own thing, onion powder, garlic powder, citric acid, lactic acid, calcium lactate, natural flavors, milk fat, monocalcium phosphate, and baking soda. That's a lot. And I even skipped some of the ingredients. But I'll show them on screen here. Again, this is a different size than the one I have linked, but it's the same product. And then, of course, you got your single serving, which should be the same, most likely. Just have a lot of various types of fat in here. And we've got our vitamins. Yeah, quite a bit in there as well for that. And we've got our ingredients. Very small font text. I don't know if I can hold this any steadier than I'm doing, but a lot of stuff in there. Oh, it says contains bioengineered food ingredient. The ingredients from corn, soy, sugar, canola, genetically modified crops, baked in the USA. Contains wheat and milk. All right. And this is the flavor blasted version. Yeah. And then my specific bag is that size. There it is. Looks basically the same as the regular ones, I would assume. I'll hold one up to the camera in a second here. They don't have a strong smell. You'd think that the extra cheddar one would have more smell, but not so much. The classic. It's got a dusting of stuff on it. Oops, almost dropped it. Yeah, it looks like a fish dude. All right, let's try these out. See if they taste any different. I don't have the regular one to compare. But, yeah. Just have a nice cheese flavor. Crunchy, of course. Without having the regular ones to compare, These just taste like normal ones to me. Yeah, obviously it does have the cheese flavor, but it's not anything surprising. I feel like this level of flavor should probably be the regular one. Hmm. Because I'm still tasting the rest of the ingredients. Like the wheat itself is still noticeable. Hmm. Yeah, I like them. They have a nice flavor. I don't know if I would call them flavor blasted extra cheddar, but without having the original to compare, to me these just taste like goldfish crackers. So maybe just regular goldfish crackers aren't as cheesy as they should be. I think these are nice. They taste good. And I wouldn't even say that the cheese flavor is that intense. I think it's pretty normal. So, yeah, if you've never had the flavor blasted, maybe try them out and you'll probably prefer these because they do have a decent amount of flavor to them. But again, I wouldn't call them flavor blasted. They are nice though. I like them. All right, that is it for me today. Again, we've had the various drinks here. This one's fine. Maybe it was a little bit harsh on it, but if you don't like the flavor of stevia, this will not be your drink. But if you're okay with it, then I think it's fine. It's nice. And then, of course, the hint, they've got a slight sweetness to it with a little bit of flavor, and that's pretty much it. All right. Anyways, for this stuff, my call sign is Scotty Joe Food Reviews, but I do camera reviews and tech, pretty much anything. So, yeah. See ya. Let's see. Where's my mouse? So I'm going to sign out of the other one.